I mean, that is so good. I've nearly finished it. Welcome back, rum fans. My name's Steve the Barman, and I'm here to help you on your rum journey by mainly focusing on rums under £50. Recently, I got asked the question, Steve, which Havana rum would you buy for a rum and coke? Now, I thought I knew the answer, but I thought, actually, what would be better would be to make a video and actually do the experiment and find out for myself. So what I basically want to find out is it worth spending an extra 5-6 quid on the Havana 7-year-old over the Especial, or is it actually the Cuban barrel proof? Let's just call it the Cuban barrel proof. Havana Seleccion De Maestros, whatever they rebranded it to. I can't pronounce it properly. Cuban barrel proof. Is the Cuban barrel proof doubly as good, twice as better than the Havana 7-year-old? Now, just an interesting little fact for you in the trade. It is actually Havana Especial that Havana actually, or Pernod Ricard, actually market as their rum and coke rum. Completely opposite to Bacardi, he says, which is behind me. Bacardi actually market their Carta Blanca is their kind of rum and coke. So, I mean, as long as I've always known it, the Havana 7 has always been marketed as like the neat sipping rum or the entry neat sipping rum or the rum fashioned. And the Havana 3-year-old has always been their daiquiri rum. So have Havana got it right? And I also want to know where the kind of spiced fits in as well. All right, you could argue that spiced rum maybe not for all rum lovers because it has got different flavours, especially this one. But we've got to do the experiment. We've got 5 Havanas here. Let's find out which one is the best rum and coke. Just before I dive into the tasting, it is kind of important to know the prices and where we're sitting at these things. Now, I'm going for master of malt prices here because the way supermarket works, 1 month Diageo would have paid, Tesco's and Sainsbury's a lump sum to discount all Diageo products. So, your Gordons, your Smirnoff, your Baileys, your Archers and all that, and whatever rums, Captain Morgan's that Diageo does. And then the next month, Pernod Ricard will be paying, so you'll get the offers on Havana, you'll get the offers on Beefeater and all that sort of stuff. Offers bounce around left, right and centre within the supermarket. So I'm going master of malt, and as always, logged out your prices. So the cheapest one in the actual range is the Havana Especial, £19. We whack on an extra 50p for the Havana 3-year-old, which actually, back in the day, used to be cheaper than Havana Especial in the supermarkets, but it is actually now seen as the more expensive rum, considering that's unaged and that's a 3-year-old. You'd kind of expect that to be a little bit more expensive. And then we go up to £21.44, so £21.50 essentially for the Havana Spiced. We go up to £24.95 for a Havana 7-year-old. And as I say, it's double the price, just actually slightly over the £50, £50.95 at your price. That's what I'm saying. Is £50, you'd argue there's a bit too much to be spending on a rum and coke, but is the rum and coke that it makes twice as tasty as what the 7-year-old? That's what we're here to find out. And just one last final thing to tell you before we dive in, the ABVs, 40, 40, 40, 35% ABV, 45% ABV. Right then, all poured out, all measured out. I've done them as a 1 to 3. I will be brutally honest. I will be completely different to a lot of you. I don't like strong rum mixed drinks. If I want a strong drink, I will drink neat rum. So for me personally, I would actually go 1 to 3, if not 1 to 4 with some of my mixes. I know full well a lot of you will add just rum and a splash of mixer, maybe like 1 to 1. I know a lot of you will be like that, but me personally, if I want a strong drink, I'm going to drink neat rum. That's just how I am. So these for me are slightly lengthened out. I want a long drink that I can sit and enjoy. So let's dive in. The first one, let's go for the spiced rum. Now, interestingly for me, for those of you that don't know, by the way, it's like vanilla in there, but we've got toasted coconut, we've got guava, and we've got, I forget what it is now, guava, coconut, pineapple, that's what it is. For me, I don't hate that at all. I actually do prefer it with ginger ale. I think that's a cracking rum, like sort of spiced mixed rum, flavoured rum essentially, with ginger ale. I don't think it works at all as a rum and coke. It's just that fruity. I don't do fruity cokes, and I think that's what that is. It's pleasant. It's a lot of you going to enjoy that, but for me, that sits firmly as a spiced rum and ginger ale. So we move on to the Havana 3-year-old, renowned as probably one of the go-to daiquiri rums, especially in the trade for the price point. You know, it's a big brand that bars would use. For me, as a rum and coke, doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me. And I have to say, I actually do prefer Bacardi Casablanca over that as a rum and coke. That is a cracking sort of daiquiri mojito rum. It really is. For me, it's not a rum and coke rum. It's just, it lacks that sort of caramel molasses notes that you want coming through in a rum and coke. It's a bit too floral, a bit too vegetal for me as a rum. Banging daiquiris, just not a rum and coke rum. So let's put these two to one side. We can agree that they are not in the races, but to be fair, I don't think Havana kind of market them as a rum and coke thing. I think even sort of Sprite lemonade, to be fair, with the spiced. But for me, as I say, it is a ginger. Right, I think we can probably argue that 2 out of these 3 are definitely where Havana sit with a rum and coke. So let's dive into the Especial, the one that they market as their rum and coke. So in theory, this should be the best one, in theory. It's a really pleasant rum and coke. It's not my favourite rum of all time, but it is a really pleasant rum and coke. You get the rumminess coming through there. And say the Especial has got a little bit of a kind of a woody, peppery bite to it. It is slightly sweeter compared to a lot of rums on there. I mean, I'm not talking Diplomatico sweetness, but I'm talking, I don't actually know whether any sweetness is added to that. I think it is, but I don't know. I generally don't know. For me, as I think I've said plenty of times on this channel, I have got way better rums behind me as a rum and coke, but this is purely based on the Havana range. That's pleasant. I would quite happily drink that. If that was the rum of choice at a bar, I would quite happily drink that. But let's see what the 7's got on offer. Now for me, as a rum lover, as a neat rum lover, I'm going to give you 2 ways for this. I want you to bear in mind that a master of malt prices that I've given you, there's £6 difference between the 2. Is it £6 better? For me, and I'm going to kind of contradict what I've said at the top here, because for me, there is more rum coming out for that. It's a stronger rum and coke. Not ABV wise, but stronger in rum taste than that. So for a lot of you, a lot of rum lovers, you are going to prefer that. You really, really are. But as I've said, if I want that strong rum taste, I'm going to drink neat rum. I'm not going to mess around with a mixer. I'm going to drink neat rum. So for me, because it's pleasant and easygoing, and if I want a long drink to see me through and don't kind of have to battle the feistiness of the rum, I think I would pick Especial over that and save myself a few quid. But, as I say, for you guys that love the taste of rum but haven't got the palate, or you're not quite there yet to drink it neat, you are probably going to prefer that one. So then, this is the big question. At just over 50 quid compared to 25 quid, is that, and it's 45% ABV as well, how good is that as a rum and coke? Would you even spend £50 on a rum just purely to drink it with coke? You'd buy it to drink it neat, I know that, but would you actually, I was going to say waste it with coke? No offence, would you actually drink it with coke? Let's find out. Really annoyingly, really annoyingly, all day long. That is really good rum and coke. Could I justify spending 50 quid on a bottle just to drink rum and coke? I don't think I could, but that is hands down better than that. By a long way, that is better than that. You've just got those richer rum notes coming through there. You've got sort of subtle hints of like the fruit cakiness off the rum coming in there. Not a fruity rum, not like a rum and coke, nothing like that. But that is so much better than the Havana 7-year-old. I just don't know whether I could justify spending 50 quid on a bottle. I mean, that is so good. I've nearly finished it. It is delicious. Where do I go? How do I kind of sum this up? I think if it's, for me personally, if it's a choice between those 2, I'm going to go Havana Especial because as I said, I've liked the longer, less punchy rum and cokes. You know, I just want an easygoing drink if I'm going down that route. And I think the Especial kind of gives me that kind of uncomplicated, easygoing, just there you go. You know, you can it's a session drink. The Havana 7-year-old's got a bit more bite to it and is a step up to drinking neat rum. But as a neat rum drinker, I'm probably always going to have that in my collection. Therefore, possibly I wouldn't even bother buying those two. I would just personally have that in my collection. 50 quid. Oh, I don't know. Comment below. What would you do?